I'm going to show you guys how to replace the starter. Okay, now you take out the 12mm bolt there that's holding the connector onto the bracket. Okay, so you just unscrew that to 12mm. Then you pull the wiring harness connector off the off the starter terminal. Then you pull off the other connector. Just slides right off. Okay. It's like a pin connector. It just slides right back on when you're ready to put it back on. Okay, and then now you have the two bolts. There's two 17mm bolts in order to take off the starter. So that's one up top, and then that's the second one on the bottom. Okay, and then you remove the whole starter. So in order to take out the starter, you do have to take out the battery tray. The reason why I have everything out here is because this is a TL that I'm stripping at the time. So I'm just going to show you guys how to replace the starter one time. Okay? So that's the starter. It's a 17mm, and then that's the terminal. And that's the other terminal connector. So right now, just going to continue taking out the 17mm bolt. If you have to, you can use a breaker bar to break that nut loose. It's a 17mm. You can use it with an extension to break it loose. This one on the bottom here, you can use like two long 12-inch connectors. Well, just one 12-inch, about a 12-inch extension, and a swivel socket if you want. You can use a swivel socket to reach it. It's a 17 also. The bolt's really long, so don't get discouraged if it takes a while to remove the bolt. Okay, then you just pull out the starter, and that's the starter. Okay, if you ever have a problem with your car not starting, and that's what the inside of the transmission looks like. Okay, so what that is the starter. That part comes out of the starter and then hits that and bumps it and starts the car. That's how it works. That's how the vehicle starts. Okay, so I just took this out just to make a video for you guys, to show you guys how to take it out, and then just gonna put it back in to show you guys exactly how the process goes for installation. I'm gonna have a video removing the transmission solenoids on the transmission and stuff like that, and to show you guys. So right now in the process is just putting the 17mm bolt back in, but you have to line it up correctly in order for the bolt to go in. So you have to like kind of move the starter around a little to line up the holes for the bolt, so the bolt will go right in for the top. See, now that bolt is in. I'm not going to fully tighten it because I'm not putting the starter back in. The starter I'm taking out because I'm parting out the car. So if you guys are looking for any parts for Acura TL, let me know in the description of the video, or just send me a message on Facebook or Instagram if you guys are looking for parts. Okay, so now the two bolts are in. Okay, those two bolts, the 17mm bolts, you tighten those down. Then you put back on the connector. Just slides right on to the starter terminal. Then you put on the other connector, you slide it on the other terminal on the starter. Then you get the 12mm bolt and you put it on and screw it in tight. And that's about it. That's it.